This gaming PC just came in the shop because when you go to turn the system on, it fires up just like normal, but if you give it a second, the system shuts right off. And then if we go ahead and try to turn it back on again, we'll see the system comes back, but then shuts off even faster this time. So what exactly is going on here? Well, it has nothing to do with this SSD that's not properly mounted. There's no way this was working. But everything to do with the fact that the more you turn it on, the shorter it stays on. Because that kind of progressively shortened time of being on is a dead giveaway of an overheating CPU. See, all CPUs have something called a TJ Max. And I'm not talking about the store, rather the thermal junction maximum, which is the max temperature that your CPU can safely operate at. However, if your processor reaches that point and can't cool itself off, well, it will shut off just like what we're seeing to protect the processor, which is what I believe is going on here. Because you know how I talked about that shortened time span each time? Well, the reason it gets progressively shorter is that each time you try to turn your PC back on continuously like that, your CPU has a higher starting temperature because it hasn't cooled off quite yet. So it ends up taking a shorter amount of time to heat back up and reach TJ Max. The opposite effect of something like this is that if we let the system sit like I have, we can go ahead and turn the system back on, and we'll see that it stays up much longer, enough to actually get a display this time. And even into the BIOS, where wouldn't you look at that, if we check the CPU temperature, we're sitting at 94 degrees Celsius, doing absolutely nothing. So no wonder this PC keeps shutting off. So what exactly is causing these high temps? Well, my first bet on most pre-builds are these cheap all-in-one coolers, typically the pump dies, which is exactly what I think is happening. Because even though in the BIOS this pump is registering, I feel absolutely nothing running through these tubes, nor through the pump top. And the pump top is also unusually silent. Typically when you first start these up, you normally get kind of a sloshing noise, and we're not getting that. And because the thermal paste had already been repasted, and we still got that same behavior, that's a dead giveaway. So let's pull this broken cooler out, and instead of putting in a new AIO, because this case is super limited, because this is pretty much your only radiator mount, as the front is completely blocked off in this case, and these two fans right here can barely breathe with this case. So to get the best performance, we're gonna have to go air cooling. So let's install one of my favorite budget coolers, the Arctic Freezer 36, because thanks to its ease of installation and great performance, it can easily tame even a 3900X, bringing this PC back to life. So with this old dead AIO out of the way and our new CPU cooler installed and everything running good, let's get this gaming PC back over to our customer.